And there's another very practical reason why Moses and Jesus don't belong on publicly financed ground. You would quite rightly have every other religion demanding a statue of its mythic founder in compliance with the First Amendment. Why, as an atheist, I might want Christopher Hitchens, or if I were a politically right-wing atheist, Ayn Rand. I think they're certainly every bit as worthy as Brigham Young, though I definitely agree that Jesus and Moses are worthier in the story of Western culture. Thank you.
Dinesh, 1 minute rebuttal.
Wow. If you've been listening carefully, you'll notice that what Susan Jacoby just did was essentially a merit evaluation, thickly suffused with her own prejudices, of who should be in and who should be out. Oh, Thomas Paine, he was a third-rate philosopher, but you know what? He was really wildly popular around the time of the founding. I would give him a hearing, and I'm really surprised we don't have a statue of him up there right now. Voltaire, probably very deserving, but we Americans have prejudices against the French, so we'll leave that one aside. If we start with Jesus, where's it all going to stop? Let's back up. My point had nothing to do with any of this. It was not about debating the merits of A versus B. My point was that when it comes to secular figures, we can debate whether we want them or not. We can debate their merits, and we can have that discussion, and we can decide on the basis of what we think is a democratic society to include them or not to include them. Susan's view is that religious figures just don't merit that kind of evaluation at all. It's not that we weigh Jesus and Tom Paine and go, you know, on the balance, we think that Tom Paine weighs heavier in the scales. He actually had a more impact. She knows that would be ridiculous to say, so she doesn't say it. But my point is, she doesn't even want Jesus to be considered. She thinks that he should be disqualified before his name even comes up because there's something in the Constitution, i.e. in Susan Jacoby's own preferences, that basically say that religious people are out and secular people are in. So this is a stunning corroboration of what I've been saying from the beginning of this debate, that there's a built-in double standard hedged with some so-called Of course, I'm not saying that religious people blah, 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 but the fact is that is what she is saying. And it all really just comes down to the fact that she doesn't like Moses and Jesus, and she's in love with Tom Paine.
Susan, you have a minute rebuttal.
Well, judging from what I know about Tom Paine's personal life, I don't think I would have been in love with him. But one of the things Mr. D'Souza is just ignoring is there is a reason why Moses and Jesus don't belong as statues in the U.S.